As Russia continues its invasion of Ukraine, some observers are warning its forces may get support from an unexpected source: Russian-linked mercenaries stationed in Africa. For years, the Wagner Group, a private military organization with close ties to the Kremlin, has been operating in various African countries including Libya, Mozambique, Sudan, and the Central African Republic. Now, as Russian President Vladimir Putin looks for added manpower for his invasion, experts say he may be calling some of these fighters to work closer to home.
My understanding right now is that taking mercenaries from Central African Republic to Ukraine, it's a way of saying, well, you have the experience on the battlefield, you've been trained so well, you've spent a lot of time in Africa, and you'll be useful going to Ukraine.
Obaji's reporting indicates approximately 500 mercenaries have left the Central African Republic to take part in the Ukraine invasion. Britain's Daily Mail reported that some of these fighters are part of a hit squad to assassinate Ukrainian officials, including the president. That reporting could not be confirmed. And CNN reports Russia plans to deploy 1,000 mercenaries to Ukraine, citing an unnamed U.S. official. The official told CNN Russian mercenaries that are already in Ukraine have, quote, performed poorly, end quote, and as many as 200 have been killed in the fighting. Despite this, Obaji says these fighters from Africa could still be valuable because of their experience.
These people have been very active. And mind you, a lot of those who came to Central African Republic in the first place were brought in from Libya, were brought in from Syria, people who have been involved in fighting, in war, so to speak.
Wagner's track record in Africa includes accusations of extrajudicial killings, rapes, and other human rights abuses. While not a natural fit for the conventional war in Ukraine, they may be tasked to do things that Russia does not want linked to their regular forces, say some experts.
The Wagner Group is a great solution for foreign intervention on the cheap. What Russia is doing in Ukraine right now is not that. It is not intervention on the cheap. So in some ways, they have less utility than they would in African countries. However, those Wagner Group soldiers that have had experience fighting with proxy forces, local partners, that is the exact type of thing that we'd expect them to be asked to do in Ukraine. Essentially work to reinforce local pro-Russian forces, work alongside them, in some ways enhance their capabilities, and also provide an additional degree of command and control, but not necessarily accountability.
Whether or not they're called to Ukraine, Wagner forces continue to pose a threat to African countries.
We have watched Wagner, this mercenary outfit, work on the African continent. We've watched them in the Central African Republic, Sudan, Libya. They don't follow anybody's rules but their own. They will exploit the country. They will break laws. They will do gross violations of human rights. They will kill innocents and civilians.
Wagner's track record, General Townsend added, is clear. They make countries less stable upon arrival. They seek to gain an economic benefit by exploiting natural resources, and they refuse to leave when asked. Despite the fog of war, analysts say they will be watching closely for any signs of mercenary activity in Ukraine. Salem Solomon, VOA News, Washington.